just about ready to go.
So it's game day. You go about your pre-match routine, compete for 40, 60, 90 minutes.
You played so good. I'm so proud of you.
You head home to kick up your feet, and it's ready for bed. Now what? Well, we're actually back at the final whistle because the recovery day, it starts when you're done playing. And for tomorrow to be as impactful as it can be, it starts right now. So within the first 10 to 20 minutes, maybe it's after the post-game wrap-up, head back to the pitch, take off your shin pads, roll down your socks, maybe even undo your boots. The goal is to prepare your body for stillness and to prepare it for the recovery day that comes by in the morning. Remember, we've just been going 100 miles an hour, and often it's an abrupt finish to kicking up your feet. Instead, we want to ease into this phase of relaxation, so 10 or so lengths of jogging back and forth. Now it's time for a dynamic 2 static stretch, so 5 reps of a pulse before holding for 15 to 30 seconds. Spend 8 to 10 minutes stretching out those fatigued areas. And water. Hydration over the next 24 to 36 hours is going to be crucial, so plenty of sipping throughout so that it absorbs into the body. If you can walk or ride home, for me those are the best. Nothing forced. Oh my god. Just light, allowing the legs to flush out the lactic acid. If not, just some low intensity body weight movements, dinks, squats, lunges, all of which finishing with a hold of a stretch. Now it's time for the good old cold to hot cycles, with some rest in between. You can do it just once through, so 1 to 5 minutes on cold, rest for 2 to 10, and 1 to 5 on hot. If you have a bath filled with cold or ice water, or a cold river, that's great for submerging the body.
I'll go in again.
And I mean, you can cycle through this routine 3, 4, even 5 times. Finish with a nourishing meal, and it's time for bed. Good morning. So we're going to structure this as if we're either going to school or work, so basically a commitment throughout the day, so that it's a bit more sustainable. And the morning is probably the most important part of the day because it's going to set us up to recover as efficiently and effectively as possible, so that tomorrow we can get back into intense training again and continue to develop as a footballer or an athlete. So the first thing is water. Getting sunlight, flooding the room, kickstart our bodies. I like to make a coffee to go and head for a light walk with the missus. You can also skip the walk and head for a stretch. Super passive, just easing into our bodies. After, we're going to jump into the foam roller. Just kidding. This is essentially a do-it-yourself massage. Getting into those muscle fibers we worked pretty intensely yesterday. Anywhere between 5 and 30 minutes. Oh, by the way, I've put together a full comprehensive foam roller routine that you can do anywhere, basically. If you don't have time, then I'd just prioritize doing the legs. Then it's to some static stretches. Our bodies are now awake, aware of what's going on. You should already start to feel a bit looser. I tend to do some hamstring stuff, some glutes, the calves, hips, quads, as well as some twists, holding for 30 seconds or so. Once you feel loose, take maybe 20 minutes to get yourself a light snack, half a banana and a coffee. And of course, water as you get ready. Then we take our body from a static wake up to a more dynamic one. Even if you only have 5 minutes before you need to head out the door, getting the blood circulating around the body is important for filling the system with oxygen. And if you want a warm up or full body kickstart, I'll leave a link to the video up here that you can do virtually anywhere. So now you've set yourself up for a productive day at school or at work. As I work from home and my boss is, well, myself, we're going to utilize the warm up we've just done and head to the field. For those that have commitments, you can do this part after work. So continuing with the warm up, put your boots on, create a distance of 18 yards or so and get a light jog going, involving the muscles that would prefer to lay dormant. Side shuffles, forward shuffles, working into the hips and the thighs. After your dynamic routine, grab yourself a ball, a resistance band, and you're set for some recovery work. Now, we're going to move relatively quickly through the exercises, but I'll list them off below, just in the description there for you to check out. The goal for this routine is to not go hell for leather. Instead, relax into it, and again, getting the heart rate up so that the blood is reaching all of the extremities, working into a bit of a sweat. Once you've covered all the focus areas, then maybe work on the abs, the trunk of the body and upper body if desired. Nothing crazy, just enough to say hello to the muscles.
By the way, how nice are these? It's been a while, probably, I don't know, 15 years since Copa Mundials where I've not had to break in a boot. Like, these have just been comfortable from the very beginning. David from Vancouver, he was adamant that he really wanted me to try his favorite boot, being the Mizuno. And I mean, I'm just freaking incredibly grateful. Thank you for sending these across. They're absolutely stunning and amazingly comfortable. I'm going to put them to good use. So thank you. It's very windy here. And
Thanks, David. Thanks, David. Now, I chose to ride to the pitch to keep the legs moving into brekkie. Then it's watching some Champions League.
Arsenal lost.
Planning out my workday and jumping into some editing and getting back to emails. And planning out the van build.
And this is the van. His name is Lance because he used to be an ambulance.
So a couple of hours of working leads us into a cup of brew. For lunch, we're going to go for a nice garden salad with some roasted veg that I prepared earlier and a loose stretch. Back to work for the remainder of the day with a smoothie break thrown in for good measure. 5 PM, school's already out and workers are clocking off. Now, if you haven't done the morning field session, now is a good time to do it before dinner. And if you've been following my schedule, we're going to go for a bushwalk. Now, the bush we're a part of is pretty steep, and why I likely have slightly larger than normal calves, as some of you tend to point out.
Go on, tense your calf.
But also a brisk neighbourhood walk, a cycle ride, or maybe your own thing is also a great option. It's important to keep moving and not to stiffen up. Make sure it's comfortable and not too demanding. Remember, we're looking to recover from yesterday's game so that we can get back to it tomorrow. That brings us to dinner. Chow down on something nourishing and natural 3 to 4 hours before bed. Do your evening duties. This might also be a good time for some cold to hot cycles in preparation for the optional last movement of the day. Which in my case is to act as a transition from the day of recovery exercises into the next stage of recovery sleep. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is with some yoga. I'll link Corey's channel up here for you to check out. She's great at yoga. Plus, I'll also be there. I mean, I was the one filming, so it's like we're still hanging out. Anyways, then it's on to getting to bed at a reasonable time, as that's where your body starts to repair itself. And now you're ready to tackle the next day of training. But it's important to also listen to your body. If you're needing another half day or so before you get back into it, then take it. But otherwise, I have a full training day that you can do, which comes with a free PDF, so I'll just link it here. Also go check out Corey's channel where I'll link my favorite of her classes that I think you'll love. So I'll see you over there. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon.